And as Gary Player said, it's not luck that made him win all those golfing tournaments. It's practice, practice, practice. Now, we're talking sport this morning with Andrew Tank Lanning, and we're talking ball sport. Quite a busy weekend. Start with Super Rugby.
Yeah, big one this weekend. I'm a little upset with your team, the Bulls. They've gone Vodacom Red Bulls.
Everyone was waiting for that to happen.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's
and
buying to the...
You're not the only one upset.
No, exactly. But that's buying to the sponsors in a proper way. But it's made for some good Twitter humour. You know, the guys are talking about, will the Red Bulls get their wings? Will the Wings actually get the ball this weekend? But it's a big weekend for them. As Matfield has said, it's almost like it's a test weekend for them. They've got to win every game they play now to even stay in contention. Yeah. So they play the Chiefs on Saturday afternoon. It's a big game for them. Before that, well, this evening, we've got Expresso back for the Cheetahs, and they're looking quite strong. It's probably the strongest side I've seen them put on the field, even without Juan Smith, who's obviously still injured. And I think they've got a shout against the Brumbies. But the big one, of course, is Saturday afternoon or evening,
I'm going to be
7
there.
o'clock. Are you?
My first time at Newlands.
Nice. Yeah. First time?
Yes.
Wow. Awesome place to watch rugby. Awesome place to play rugby. So that's the biggie. That's the top of the table clash between the Sharks and the Stormers. It's all about winning your conference now. It's not about where you are on the log. And the Sharks and the Stormers are basically the front runners there. Yeah. 37 points versus 34. The big talking points are probably John Smith is being selected above Bismarck du Plessis at hooker. So that front row clash is an all Springbok front row for the Sharks. That's going to be a biggie. Then I think on the Cape Town side, it's Peter Grant. They've bracketed him with Lionel Cronje. They're obviously going to give him as much time as possible to be ready for the game. And I actually think it'll probably come down to whether he plays or not. He just gets the backline away so nicely, and we've got a great backline in terms of Jean de Villiers, Jacques Ferry. So I think if he plays, the Stormers might edge it, but if he doesn't, then I think the Sharks will do it.
Well, it's an exciting weekend. I don't know who to support. I think because I live in Cape Town, I might have to support the Stormers.
I heard you on the radio the other day. You've been here for 200 days. It's about time you put that blue and white stripe on.
Of course. And now Champions League done and dusted, and it's Premiership. Everyone's focusing on that. What's happening this weekend there? Yeah,
it's as you said, it's been a big Champions League week with the Real and Barcelona fighting it out. But now there's almost 3 competitions within the Premiership, because at the top of the log you've got 4 teams fighting it out to qualify for next year's Champions League, and so the top of the log is Man United, Chelsea, Arsenal, and Man City. So they're all fighting it out to qualify. But at the top of the log, you obviously got United, who's 6 points ahead, and they play this weekend. Well, obviously, as do all the sides. But then at the bottom of the log, of course, it's promotion relegation stuff. So you got teams like West Ham and Wolverhampton. They're fighting just to stay in the league. So with sort of 3 or 4 games to go, it gets pretty exciting. But it does look a little bit like glory Man United. 6 points ahead. They even can afford to rest Ryan Giggs this weekend. So, yeah, it is looking a little bit red at the moment.
And going local to local ball sports, our PSL?
Yeah, also getting exciting. 3 more games to play. Orlando Pirates and Ajax equal at the top of the log on 56 points. So that's getting quite spicy. Both of them play this weekend. Tonight, Ajax play Amazulu. So they've probably got a relatively easy fixture at home. Orlando Pirates play SuperSport, who used to be a bit of a sort of a factor, but not so much anymore. And then on Sunday, Sundowns play Kaizer Chiefs. And Chiefs are always, you can never write them off. They're 53 points, whereas the other 2 are 56 points. So we're getting to a really spicy part of the year, both PSL and Premiership. Yes. And it all comes down to the wire now.
Now, I want to quickly jump back to rugby. Jake White has been chosen as Brumbies coach. What's your take on that?
Yeah, that's a very spicy move. You look, I've had the pleasure of chatting to Jake White a few times, both personally and I've done a couple of Q&A gigs with him, and I really enjoy him. I think, of one person in South Africa who knows his rugby, Jake White is the guy. I think his record speaks for himself, both at age group level and obviously in 2007 with the Springboks. He knows his rugby. He burnt big bridges in the Luke Watson era because he wouldn't select Luke. And then, of course, he published a book after the 2007 World Cup. And he didn't make friends at Saru. He really burnt some bridges there. So I think probably the only coaching post he could have got was an overseas one. The Brumbies are in a world of hurt. They've lost a coach this year. They're not playing well. They're playing well below par. So I think it'll suit him. He's a little bit of a schoolboy coach, a kind of teacher kind of guy. He likes to rule the roost. It's his way or the highway. And it'll be interesting to see how that fits with the sort of open-mindedness of the Brumbies and the Australian kind of thinking.
Well, Andrew, thanks so much for joining us and keeping us updated on what's happening
pleasure.
in the world of sport. We'll catch up again on Monday to find out what happened over the weekend. For now, we're going to take a quick break, and when we return, we've got your newspaper headlines, and Kia's also got news on your weather and traffic.